Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Angkor Thom. We're just on the outside of the former capital city. And we're going to do something today. We're going to take a look at three small little temples, and then we're going to go around and we're going to look at a 10th century pyramid style temple. So there's three little temples right along the old moat here. The first one we'll look at is Prasat Bakong, and it's just three little towers. It was built in the 10th century by the Khmer king Rajendravarman I. And anyway, it's a small site, and we'll look at a couple smaller than this, and then we'll go around and we'll look at the fourth temple, the big pyramid temple. That's the one I really want to see. The location of this temple is, as you can see right over there, that's the little causeway and the south gate. And I didn't know anything about these temples, but I came over here a couple days ago and I did a video where I walked across the top of the wall all the way down to the southwest corner. And I saw these temples out in the trees, so I wanted to come over and take a look at them. Now right here is like the little boats. You can ride the boats on the moat. And I have no idea how much they are. I'm not really interested in that. But anyway, this is the moat, and you can see it was lined with these sandstone blocks right here. And it's kind of a cool area. Now it's just all jungle around here. And we're gonna go up here and we're gonna look at this little prong. Looks like we got a photo shoot going on here. They're dressed up in the traditional clothes. But we'll look at this prong and then we'll look at the others. This is the ruin right here. So it's just three towers on a line right here, and it's opened up to the east. And this was originally for Shiva. Now this temple was never completed. This north tower right here was never finished. You can see the lintel and everything would have been uncompleted also. So it's on a laterite stone base, and then they have the brick towers right above it. And this was, I think, in the Gopura styling, which is one of the old capitals. There's kind of a cool pyramid style temple over there that's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this would have had a Shiva inside of it. You can see the sandstone steps. And this is a really quiet temple. Nobody comes over here. And this is a pretty nice little site. So you can see inside of this tower. And of course it smells like bats. But it's in really nice shape for 10th century. They've done quite a bit of restoration on it. So it is definitely worth coming over to take a look at. You'll be the only one here. So on the pedestal they had something here, I'm not sure what that is. But they had the normal styling with the faux doors, the lintels, the carved columns. This tower here has a lintel up there. So that looks like Indra riding the elephant. And in Thai, they call that the Erawan, but it's like Era Wasa or something like that is what the Hindus called it. And it has all the other figures up top. I know I'm mispronouncing that, but it was a little bit different name. And so this would have had a figure in it also. And then the top is completely missing. And you can see a little bush growing right there. It's kind of amazing. Life always seems to find a way. And we can see the faux doors and the brickwork that they did. So all of this is original brickwork. You can see how weathered it is. I mean, it's still really in nice shape for 10th century. And then here's our little photo shoot. So they had the faux doors on the back. The three cardinal directions other than the east would have been closed off. So this tower here was never completed. So they just made it up to that first story, and then they stopped building it. And you can see how the sandstone steps are. It's kind of interesting. They have all these doors, steps, everything, and they just don't go anywhere. It was what they did, so they had a reason for it. I just don't understand it. And then this one here. So the lintel was started and then it was never completed. And this is that north tower. And it's just completely open. Okay, so let's go look at the other two small little temples, and then we'll look at that cool 10th century pyramid. So I'm wondering if they came in here and they redid this pedestal and put a drain there. That's kind of what it looks like. Okay, so you can see right there in a line the two smaller temples, and that will go to the road. Over here, this is the second little temple. There's really not a whole lot here left. It's got the little base, so it had the laterite stones, a little bit of sandstone and the brick, and you can clearly see it was built for Shiva. So it would have had the doorway here, and you would have came in. The prong is completely missing, and I don't know if there were any other little towers here with it, but this was all that they've restored. You see it has kind of a nice lintel up above the door, and then you can see looking right back there is that first tower, or first building we looked at. And we're right here next to the moat and then the south entrance. This is so busy, usually with people taking pictures. Now I've been over here, I've seen these little temples just kind of looking at them, but I never spent any time walking up here and looking. I didn't know anything about that first temple with the three prongs until I seen it through the trees. So this is Baksei Chamkrong temple. This would have been a little bit more substantial than that middle one that we looked at. So this would have been to Shiva. You got the sacred bull here, and it would have had probably three towers, because you got a little small one right there, then it would have had a bigger one here in the middle, and then something else over here. They would have been balanced, unless they never finished it. I don't know anything about this little temple here. It just shows you how much stuff there is in Angkor. That there's these temples that are really a fantastic find, but they're just forgotten about over here. There's so much other stuff here in this area. So you can see the brickwork that they did, and then this would have been the deity. So the columns are missing. You can see the holes where they carved them, and the lintel, of course, is all missing because the top of the chetty is completely gone. And that's just right here, so you can see how busy the south entrance is. People go crazy over the pictures here, and it's a fantastic spot. They got traffic guys out there directing traffic and everything. You can see the styling of the sandstone right there at the base. And this building would have been over here, and there would have been probably like a wall right over here for this temple. And it's hard to say what else they had constructed out here. Okay, so let's go into the reason we came over here today, and let's check out this 10th century pyramid. Right out here in the trees, they have a little shrine with one of the old statues. Now they're just raking up leaves around it. So this is what we're going to check out right here. This is Baksei Chamkrong, and it was 10th century, kind of middle of the 10th century temple. You can see the pyramid levels right there. And it was built by one of the Khmer kings in the early 900s. He ordered this to be built to house Shiva. It was, I think, like Rajendravarman the first. All those Khmer names are always tough. Now, what's important about this temple is there's actually, they found one of the most unique Sanskrit inscriptions here that dated all of the Khmer kings, and it kind of provided the lineage of them. And it also goes into like one of the creation stories of a guy that conceived himself, and then he later married like an important like goddess or something. Anyway, I'll put that in the description. It's kind of a interesting story. All right, so what we got here is a 4-tiered pyramid temple, and it's the only one surviving from this era. That's the pyramid style. And then it has the Khmer writings, and there would have been the gopura here. This would have been a wall, and now it's just the jungle. And you see a little bit more of the wall over here, and there would have been the water over here, and quite a bit to this site. And it's quite interesting. It's really a nice little like hidden gem here in the trees. You can see the Khmer lion, and there would have been another one over here on this side. And then they have all the sandstone that's notched. They would have had the image in here. You would have crossed this. This would have been the gopura, which would have been a little covered room, and then that would have led you into the temple itself. You can see the size of the stones here, and these are just for the outer entrance. And then this is the temple itself. Yeah, really, really quite cool. So here I am at the base, and it is just absolutely colossal. These pyramid temples are amazing, how much work they put into them and just the scale of it. So let's go up these stairs here. So you can see the size of these laterite stones, and they carved them just absolutely perfect. And you can see they just fit these seams together so nice. And then it has these laterite steps. It says watch your step because these are kind of rough here. There's a lot of weathering. So there's 4 tiers, and then I don't know if they would have had images like here. A lot of these you would have seen lions, and then on the corners of the temple you would have seen elephants. So I don't know if they were over here at one time, because there's nothing here now. I tell you, the stairs are absolutely treacherous. They are so worn. So like I was saying, there's probably images here and over here. If you go to like pre-roop, you can see how they did it. Now we're here at the 3rd tier. So what they did is they built this up, they hauled these stones in, and then they carved all of this. So this is 10th century, and it's still here hanging tough. And then this is the south stairway over here. And of course, there's scaffolding up here. You can see the tower, the construction. Okay, let's go up to the top. Now there was, originally this all had stucco. All the stucco is completely wore off. So it would have been quite cool to see this. If it would have been white, or what color it would have been. But you can see these stairs. So they weren't exaggerating when they said, watch your step. All right, so I'm greeted with the sound of bats. So here we go. This is the lintel. And you can see the 3-headed elephant, the Hindu deity on the top, all the other little figures across the way. They've redone this. Now this was the inscription, and it dates back all the way to pre-Khmer. And this was built for Shiva originally. And those bats are quite loud. But they converted it to Buddhism. So you can see a reclining Buddha here, and then these would have been the pedestals for the Shiva deity. And you can see up to the top, and you can hear all those bats. They're just going crazy, and there's so much guano in here. But the locals will come over here, they'll burn the incense and the candles. So here is all of the old script here on the door jamb. And then you can look up in here. Now, this tower is just absolutely massive. So they have the tower up on top of 4 tiers, and we're way, way up here. I mean, we're at the treetop of some of these taller, or the shorter trees, not the tall ones. But what an amazing thing. Now, when I'm looking at this right here, I'm wondering if there's any mention of the Khmer in it. I don't think so. This was built by the Khmer. This is the west entrance, and then right up there is the 9th century mountain temple that's famous for the sunsets and all of that. You can see the figures here, all the stonework that they did, and they're redoing this faux entrance on the south side of this. You can see all this was all original right here. And they had figures carved in the brick right here. I just really like this styling. And just an amazing place. And each of the levels had all the carvings in the laterite stone. Yeah, just really quite cool. So yeah, there would have been an image right here. I'm pretty sure of that. on each side. Okay, let's go down the rest of these stairs here. One last look here on the west side. So there would have been the images right there. There's just a little tiny bit of the lion. Oh, what a fantastic site. And this is just a minor site around Angkor. Just shows you how much stuff there was here when this humongous 4-tier pyramid temple is just kind of out here in the trees and nobody even visits it. And it's just so massive. I mean, my head is right here at this crack and it just goes way up there. Just absolutely amazing. That's going to finish up our video over here at these 4 temples. I just can't get over how impressive these are. I just really like seeing this kind of stuff. The 3 first temples we looked at were quite cool, but that pyramid is just the cat's meow. I really like it. It's pretty crude now. All the fine styling and everything like that is kind of weathered off. But back in its day, in the 10th century, it would have been a sight to see. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. If you've been here, let me know in a comment down below, or if you have any questions, you can ask me and I'll do my best to answer it. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and you're notified when I post a new video. I'm pretty active, so if you like this kind of stuff, it's just me with my camera wandering around, filming whatever interests me. So if you like this, then stick around, and then you can see my other videos. And until next time, from over here at Angkor Thom, remember, life is a journey. Until next time. Enjoy.